we somehow manage to get back to this little thing called normal life, then 2021 is just gonna hit differently, you know what I mean?
In England, we must therefore go into a national lockdown.
Hey guys, so yeah, maybe I was a little bit too optimistic last time. I mean, we're already 2 months in, and it's already more of the same.
Oh, it's funny, is it?
So now that we're in the month of February, you know what that means. Valentine's Day. The day when you're one of 3 people, having a lovely time with your significant other, trying your best to cope with how lonely you are.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Or you're just like most people and don't really care. So yeah, since we're in that month of love, I thought I'd make that the theme of today's story, and no, do not expect me to start giving relationship advice because, well...
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Instead, we're gonna see what the Bible says about love, because, you know, God is love after all, so I'm sure there's plenty to discover in here. Anyway, so when it comes to relationships in the Bible, there were some pretty important ones. Adam and Eve being the first 2. There's also Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebecca, David and Bathsheba. Okay, not really, that was more of an entanglement.
An entanglement?
Jacob and Rachel, that's a good one. This man Jacob worked 7 years to marry Rachel, only to find out that he worked to get the uglier older sister. No! So he had to work another 7 years to get Rachel. Meaning he worked 14 years in order to marry Rachel. Can we just deep that for a minute? Some of you haven't even lived that long yet. But anyway, that's not our focus for today. We're actually going to be focusing on Ruth and Boaz. So the story starts out with a family in Bethlehem. The man Elimelech, his wife Naomi, and their sons Mahlon and Chilion. There was a famine in Bethlehem, so they had no choice but to live in Moab. The problem was that Moab was Israel's ancient enemy. So while in Moab, the father dies and the sons marry 2 Moabite women, Ruth and Orpah. But then the sons die too, leaving Naomi with her 2 daughters-in-law, Orpah and Ruth. So Naomi has no reason to stay in Moab, so she tells her daughters that she's going back home to Bethlehem. She urges her daughters to stay behind since the life of an unmarried widow in Israel would be tough.
There's only one place I can go, back to Bethlehem. But you, my daughters...
I shall go with you.
Oh, why should you come with me? You are pretty and young, and many a good man of Moab would wish to marry you.
So Orpah agrees to stay, but Ruth, on the other hand, does not agree to stay. She stays loyal to Naomi.
For where you go, I will go. Your people shall be my people. And your God, my God.
So yeah, Naomi and Ruth traveled to Bethlehem together.
Hey, are we there yet?
So they arrived in Bethlehem, but they lacked one important thing.
Hey guys, we gotta go get some food.
Yes.
But that wasn't a problem because they literally came right when the barley harvest was starting. And it just so happens that Ruth ends up picking wheat in a field belonging to a man called Boaz, who is a relative of Naomi.
I am Boaz. Welcome to my field.
Thank you. Do I have your consent to gather after the reapers?
On one condition. That you glean in no other field, but stay fast here. You improve the look of the crop. You let me know if you lack for anything. The Lord be with you.
So after finding out about who Ruth is, Boaz is really impressed with her loyalty to Naomi, so he shows remarkable generosity. Boaz makes sure that Ruth is taken care of by letting her take as much water as she needs and secretly tells his men to pull wheat and leave them at Ruth's side for her to pick up. When Ruth tells Naomi about Boaz and his kindness, Naomi is thrilled, saying that Boaz is their family redeemer, also known as their kinsman. Now, if you don't know what that means, basically it was a cultural practice in Israel to where if a man dies and leaves behind a wife, children, land, etc., it's the family redeemer's responsibility to marry the widow and take the land in order to protect the family line. So then Naomi tells Ruth that they need Boaz to recognize their situation, so Ruth stops wearing clothes of a grieving widow and shows signs that she's available. I'm talking perfume, nice clothes, you know what I mean. So Ruth goes to meet Boaz and asks if he will redeem her family and marry her. Boaz is once again amazed by Ruth's loyalty to Naomi and her family, so yeah, he agrees. However, he also mentions that he has another family member who is closer to Naomi than he is, and that he's eligible before him to redeem the family. And at first, that family member actually plans on doing so.
Well, I am your nearest male kin.
So you are.
Good. Then you see it.
No!
But when he realizes that he has to marry Ruth, he declines because he doesn't want to marry a Moabite.
According to the custom of our fathers, take off your shoe and give it to me as a sign of renouncement. As next of kin, I will marry her.
So yeah, in the end, Boaz marries Ruth, and just like how Ruth was loyal to Naomi's family, Boaz is loyal to her family as well. So yeah, this is a very inspiring story. You can see God working throughout this entire thing. Naomi's tragedy at the start made her think that God was punishing her, when in actuality, it was the start of God's plan, and he did that through Ruth. I mean, you can see that God was with them the whole time. God made sure that they arrived during the perfect time, during the harvest, and made sure that Ruth met Boaz, so that not only can Ruth be happily married again, but also restore Naomi's family line. And that's not even the end of it. The family line not only led to King David, but also Jesus Christ, the Redeemer of the world. So as you can see, God knew what he was doing from the start. So yeah, guys, girls, if there's some things that are not going your way in life, know that those setbacks are just God's way of pushing you forward for his greater plan in your life. So yeah, my final message to all my single viewers, if that guy or girl rejects you, know that it's just because God has someone better for you. Either that or, I don't know, maybe you didn't try hard enough.
Is that like a personal attack or something?
I mean, Ruth and Boaz still had to work to get together, so I'm just saying. But yeah, that's all I have to say right now. I hope you have a fantastic day. God bless, and take care.